Good early morning, everybody. So we are at the onset of some severe thunderstorms that are going to be moving through west central Missouri. I've kind of waited until they showed signs of strengthening to the point where they become severe warned, in which they have. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning out for uh, eastern Vernon County and just a sliver of St. Clair County right now. But this cell is going to be moving in very close to H. Bartle Scout Reservation in St. Clair County, bringing with it some strong winds as well as some large hail with it. So those of you down in St. Clair County, definitely be keeping a lookout for a particular cell that's coming through St. Clair County right now. Um, I'm also giving everybody kind of the heads up along in this area. So trying to get as much information out to everybody as I can, just to kind of help them, and especially down around the H. Bartle Scout Reservation. Kind of give them a heads up. It is 1:15 in the morning, so everybody is sleeping after a very long, hot day. So making sure that they are aware of what is going on. So if we move off to the west just a little bit, you see a very intense line of storms from El Dorado, Kansas, all the way over until you get to the state line. And let's put all this in motion here. You notice all these cells here, they are moving to the east. It's going to be affecting west central Missouri here over the next hour or so. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to go ahead and go live, especially for this cell down here near, let's see here, this is near just south of El Dorado Springs right now. And of course, a very strong cell went through Ozark, south of Springfield. And notice all the purples, all these little purples in these, the color purple inside these cells. These are very, very large hail, up to $half size to ping pong ball size hail. So that's really the biggest threat. We're keeping a close eye on any of these cells, obviously. But that's going to be the biggest threat, is going to be large hail and damaging wind gusts as these storms come through. And notice these things are coming up from the southwest. They will be coming up, from a little bit different direction. However, some of these cells are going to be moving to the south as well. Take for instance, say over here near Osage Beach, you see this cell here is moving due south, and these cells up here are moving to the east. So there's a lot of things in play tonight. We won't get into the mid and upper level atmosphere and what is going on there, but we do have a lot of strong storms in and around west central Missouri. And it looks like it's gonna be continuing now for the next few hours. So we're gonna be keeping a close eye on these cells. This is gonna be kind of a even though it is 1:20 in the morning, kind of a come and go as you please type of scenario. I'm planning on having plenty of coffee and being on for quite some time. Until these cells kind of either weaken or they kind of get by our west central Missouri area. So I'll be watching this very closely here over the next few hours. Hey, good morning, Jordan and Chuck. So I am going to zoom down here right now. Here in west central Missouri, we have some thunderstorms in and around the area. We have very strong thunderstorms on the Kansas side that I'll be interested to see how they hold up as they come across the state line. We've got a lot of we've got some, like right now I've got winds coming out of the east right now. So it is 72-degree dew point right now, so we still have plenty of moisture in the atmosphere, but winds are kind of switching out of different directions right now. So we're right on that borderline. That's the reason why we were talking about a sharp gradient between strong storms and just regular rainfall. So it's where those division markers, those little lines, are going to make all the difference between getting strong storms and maybe just a shower or two. So, but I do want to kind of focus down here, Atro Bartle. They could be clipped by this very strong cell. It's not warned right now, but coming through Osceola right now is going to be some rather large hail, maybe up to quarter size, definitely pea size, or dime size hail is definitely possible near Osceola. So definitely watching this cell here for our friends and kiddos that are down here at Scout Camp at Atro Bartle. Morning, David. Hi, Tom. Hey, Allison. Come get Mason. He can party. Hey, if I can fit into Mason into his helmet. I want to squeeze that helmet on. And I think I saw where he's done with that now, so that's great. It's really, you ought to be loading the car now, Allison, because we're not going to be out of this rain anytime soon. It's still going to be pouring down rain at 6 o'clock in the morning, likely. Tell your hubby to get up and load up the car when it's not raining. So again, this is going to be kind of a this can be a kind of a come and go as you please type of scenario. But one of the main reasons I am on now, there's no warnings in west central Missouri, but there is a very strong storm out here just to the west of H. Row Bartle Scout Reservation. So want to make sure I did send some text to leaders to let them know about this storm coming in. They may be clipped with. And obviously from Collins through Osceola and Larry City, this cell is going to be affecting you with some small hail and some gusty winds and a lot of lightning right now. It's not warned, but definitely something that it's going to wake you up. So there's a lot of lightning with these cells. So I want to make sure I am live and going strong so that somebody in the family wakes up because of the thunder and the lightning and they jump onto the page. They can get some up to the minute information. That's good, Missy, that you did empty the rain gauge. So figure out if it will hit North Warrensburg. We'll get some action. It's what's going to happen. These things are going to probably eventually stop their northern motion, and they will begin to start to slide more south at a certain point. So, and again, we talked about this before, about 9:30 tonight, when we did kind of an update of what was going on. Where we have the watch box still up. Notice that this goes on for another hour and 34 minutes. If you remember, that watch expired at 1. So they've expanded this watch box. Benton County is not in that watch box anymore. However, this was a pretty good indicator of where those severe storms, where that line might be. So, Warrensburg is still going to get some thunderstorms, I think. They're close enough to this line. But again, I kind of had a feeling that this area right in here had the best chance to see the potential for severe storms as well as very heavy rain. But if you take a look at this line right here, this is a very intense line of thunderstorms. I'm really trying to figure out what this line of storms is going to do when it hits this state line or close to it. There is a little bit of what you want to call a cold pool, so to speak, that is lining up about right in here. I don't know what the reaction of these storms are going to be when they hit that little dead air in there. If they're going to remain strong or if they're going to weaken considerably when they hit that. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to react. So we'll kind of know how this is going to kind of play out as soon as this line right here gets across the state line and interacts with this little diverging wind cold pool, so to speak, up here in kind of west central Missouri. It might not have any effect on it at all, but this is going to be just off the surface, maybe not on the surface. It's not like we're at 50 degrees down here and we're cold. It's just up above just a little bit. There's a little bit of a kind of what I call a dead space at 1,000 feet above our heads, and just kind of interesting to see how these storms are going to react when they hit it, whether they'll retain their intensity or if they'll lose their punch a little bit. So that's what I'm watching for here over the next 45 minutes or so. Yeah, Jordan. The crazy thing about it is part of Torcon. We have coast to coast coverage, and we're actually we're outfitting a couple of chasers getting ready to start their trek down south for hurricane season and for storm chasing hurricanes. And of course, as the lead forecaster for Torcon, I'm going to have some long nights following these hurricanes for Torcon. Hurricanes, they're a whole different animal, man. I'm glad we don't have to worry about hurricanes here in Missouri. They are a completely different animal. So yeah, I would definitely have some long nights if we had hurricane potential here in West Central Missouri. Set that there. Okay, so it looks like this cell is just south of Lowry City along 13 Highway. Osceola, you're starting to get rocked pretty good by this cell, and then of course it's going to continue its eastern motion, northeast motion, and then affect H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation here, probably here the next 15-20 minutes. So, here about 30 minutes ago, National Weather Service, severe thunderstorm watch 399, previously in effect till 1, is now into effect till 3 a.m. for Bates and Henry County, including the cities of Adrian, Butler, Clinton, Mound City, Pleasanton, Richhill, and Windsor, because this also includes Lynn County, Kansas. So that was kind of the official release of the extension of that severe thunderstorm watch. Okay, I'm just bringing up Springfield National Weather Service so I can kind of keep a good eye on their chatter, especially with this cell here in St. Clair County. I'm still holding very, very strong as it gets closer to H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation. So if they are not up yet, they will be very soon. They're likely hearing quite a bit of thunder because this is a very energized system. A lot of lightning over the last 2 days. And this is now going over 13 highway over Osceola right now. David, don't be talking that four-lettered word already. So still about another 11 minutes left for this severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds that is affecting parts of Vernon County and over toward El Dorado Springs, Stockton. I haven't got any updates on this particular warning or over this cell here that is now over from Collins to just south of Lowry City along 13 Highway. I'm going to check out the hail cores. So, a pretty decent hail core coming across Osceola. Still non-severe size, according to radar. So, this here is probably about 0.75 or so. 3/4 of an inch hail, a little bit smaller than quarters, but torrential rainfall for sure. Let's see, now we're up with this next right over Osceola. There is a hail core up to 1/4 inch hail right now. That radar is definitely picking up. So this thing is getting a little bit stronger. It is directly over Osceola right now. So, and of course, it's kind of making a bullseye right over H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation. I did get feedback from one of the leaders down there. So keeping them up to date. So would not really be surprised if we see, and you see this cell down here in El Dorado Springs, it is definitely weakening. Whereas this cell here, we actually have 2 hail cores now. One just northwest of Wablo, north of Collins, and another one right over El Dorado, and right over Osceola and 13 Highway. So So where you see these purples right here, those are really the hail cores. One right there, then a stronger one almost directly over Osceola. Wow, 1.5 inches since midnight, Chuck? Holy moly. He's down here, I believe, near El Dorado. So this cell right here is just clipping El Dorado Springs. It's going to be moving off to the east, but it is weakening very much. Really a very strong cell over here in St. Clair County. That is, it's not warned. No indications right now that this is going to be severe warned, but with some large hail, a large hail core, and it doesn't look like the winds are all that impressive with it, which is a good thing. Let me jump over here to Springfield radar. Get a little bit better idea of the winds here. Good news, on the last scan we did lose that big impressive hail core over Osceola, so that's a good thing. Maybe this thing is maybe starting to slow down on intensifying a little bit before it goes into camp. Nothing more miserable than to have the your flaps open on your tent because it's so warm and muggy out, only to be absolutely soaked when a rainfall comes. Hailing just east of Osceola. Yep, that's exactly. Yeah, you're right in this area right here where there is still a hail core. The last couple scans, it has subsided just a little bit, but there's still a good hail core just east of Osceola. Several wind damage reports associated with this line that's moving off to the east. All right, Greg. Hey, thanks for jumping on here, buddy. Yeah, there's gonna be some big rainfall totals right down in this area here because we're just now getting started. We had that report in El Dorado Springs um, with over an inch of rain just here, before any of these storms have even made it through yet. So there'll be some big rainfall reports. Take a look at this cell coming in here. 2.25 inch hail. So we're getting up there, golf ball size hail coming into H. Row Bartle Scout Reservation. This thing is kind of cycled again. National Weather Service very, very quiet tonight. No, Savannah, unfortunately, we still got a pretty full night of storms. So I can't tell you El Dorado done for the night. The severe thunderstorm warning is now over for your area down near El Dorado Springs, but as you saw earlier, there's a lot of storms that will eventually be coming across and then kind of making a dive to the south. So Vernon County and Bates County here over the next 30 minutes or so is going to start to see some of these cells out in eastern Kansas finally start to make their way into this area. So man, look at, my gosh, do not want to see that. They really need to get this cell warned. Very, very large hail core, up to 4-inch now. 4-inch maximum hail size, and this is not severe warned. This cell needs to be severe warned, especially even though it's in rural area. You have a ton of kids down at H. Row Bartle Scout Reservation right now that they need to get a warning out, because nothing is really going to happen staff-wise until a warning is actually sent out. That's really large hail. Now that's maximum hail size that could be produced by this cell, but if you got golf ball or tennis ball size hail, that's going to do a lot of damage, and people can get hurt out in that. So I'm a little disappointed. There's not much chat going on the National Weather Service side from Springfield, but this is okay. Now they decide to finally put a dang severe thunderstorm warning out for them. I guarantee you that's who it's for. Nope, it's not. That's for a flash flood warning. So that's for a flash flood. That's for a flash flood right now. Um, there it is. Good grief. That's really aggravating for me. I mean, they need to take into consideration what all in these counties are going on when you have several hundred boys down at scout camp. They did finally issue a severe thunderstorm warning for 1.75 inch hail, 60 miles per hour wind with a damage threat of considerable. This includes H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation. Oh, man. Alright, I'm sorry guys. I was a little bit frustrated here. So they did issue a severe thunderstorm warning finally for St. Clair County, Hickory County, and for parts of Benton County. So this will include the town of Warsaw. That's for this cell right here. Hopefully it weakens by the time it comes into Benton County. But for right now, this has got a massive hail core, up to 4-inch hail, which is softball size, that is coming into H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation. Matter of fact, it is over H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation right now. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a lot of communication back and forth with Scout Camp right now, guys. So I'm not intentionally being quiet here. Just really frustrated right now. This warning should have been out about 20 minutes ago for all the kiddos down here at Scout Camp. 100% chance of severe hail probability, maximum hail size 4-inch, softball size hail possible. Directly over H. Rowe Bartle Scout Reservation. I am in communication with a leader down there, so I will be relaying any information in case you might have some kiddos down there at camp. Benton County, I haven't forgot you. This is going to be coming across the county line here about the next 20 minutes. Mainly rural areas, Wisdom, Bentonville, and then eventually it's going to move on up into central Benton County, hopefully weakening as it comes into Benton County is my hope. But this is going to go for the next 37 minutes, this warning for golf ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. Thanks, Brian. And where are you at, Brian? 2 inches of rain. Where are you at? Oh, okay. Thank you. So again, very, very strong storm here in St. Clair County over H. Bartle Scout Reservation. So here are the camps. You got Camp Sawmill, Lone Star, Fort McKenzie, Fort Leavenworth, and here is Piercing Arrow, and here is Iconium. This hail core just went across all of these campsites. Keeping an eye on National Weather Service chat, which has not proved beneficial tonight at all. I'm still very frustrated at the fact that Scout Camp was not warned about this cell until it starts dropping 4-inch possible hailstones on top of Scout Camp. I just don't understand. But regardless, through our interaction, camp knows about the severe storm. Obviously, they do now, but hopefully that word got out a little bit prior to the onset. And of course, when this cell was over Osceola, I was in contact with some leaders down at Osceola, so I'm hoping that they're not going to see any damage down there because of this. So I had asked them if they would kindly keep me updated on information so that I can share with you guys if you guys are up watching the stream. Maybe have the kiddos down there at camp. I know I'm focused on this cell right now, but right now this is the strongest one we have here in West Central Missouri. And it happens to be over several hundred scouts down at Scout Camp right now. Kind of zoom out just a little bit. So Bates County is just starting to get A little bit of influx of this line of storms coming into, of course, Bates County, coming in from the Kansas side. Those are strong storms. None of them are warned right now. Got a couple special weather statements for this area on the Kansas side, but we'll be watching as these cells move into Bates County, Vernon County, and then eventually into more of west central Missouri. Right now, kind of my primary focus is the cell directly over H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation. Wait for the next update. And again, this is anybody familiar with Scout Camp. Here is Camp Lone Star, Camp Sawmill. He did send me some pictures from inside the tent. Nickel-sized hail coming into the platform where the tents are set up at. So they are definitely getting some hail down at Scout Camp right now. So, and again, this is Lone Star, Sawmill, Fort McKenzie, Fort Leavenworth, Piercing Arrow Ecology Lodge. We got Fort Fremont here. Here is Iconium. The knee-high floats. Famous for the knee-high floats. And of course, here's the main road to go down through camp. So we do have an update on this cell. Let's read what it is saying here. Well, of course, now they've upped that to 2.5-inch tennis ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, considerable damage threat. Does look like with the latest update, it has moved off to the east of H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation as of right now. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 2:30 for northern Hickory, southwestern Benton, northeastern St. Clair County. A severe thunderstorm was located 10 miles northeast of Osceola Boy Scout Camp, or H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation, I should say, or 12 miles southwest of Warsaw, moving northeast at 25. Tennis ball size hail, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Truman Lake, Truman State Park, Warsaw, Hermitage, Wheatland, Cross Timbers, Quincy, Harper, Fristo, Iconium, and Whitakerville, all in the path of this storm. So it has moved now into Benton County for the most part, down near Bentonville And again, this is moving off, let's see here, this is moving off to the northeast at 25. So it may stay just south of Warsaw. So as far as Boys Atro Bartle Scout Reservation, I think they fared just fine. And again, they got hail, and of course it was probably a little bit scary down there. A lot of lightning, but I think they're fared out okay. We won't really know until probably in the morning to see if there was any damage from that hail down at Atro Bartle Scout Reservation. Pretty much one of the leaders down there just said, "Yep, that was wild." Oh man, I tell you it was. Oh goodness, man, that was frustrating. Very frustrating. Camping at Longshore. Oh, Longshore. We just have massive winds. Yeah, I'd say those winds, probably some outflow winds from this cell that created all that big hail down there at Longshore. I'm assuming you're talking Long Shoal, Claudine. Camping, you say Longshore. I'm assuming you're talking about Long Shoal down off the 7 highway. Julie, there was a hail pocket that moved through. That's this cell here that came across the Atro Bartle Scout Reservation. And that was a while back, but right now, no hail core coming through Osceola. You guys gonna have a break for a little while. We still got a lot of storms to get through, so not out of the woods yet. Okay, Claudine, I figured that's probably what you were referring to. So yeah, you were getting some of those outflow winds from this particular cell right here that producing that hail. Bentonville. Hey Heather, is that Thanks, Diana. Yeah, you guys are gonna be on the northern fringe of this cell. It's gonna clip you in Warsaw, but I say the hail core is likely gonna stay maybe just to the south of Warsaw. You must have saw me jump down to the Arkansas line. That's the first thing I think of when I hear Bentonville. That's down here. That's right here. There it is. Did you get any hail there at Bentonville, Heather? Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, that hail core, it wasn't not near as impressive as what it was back here near Bartle, but still, uh, probably at least nickel size hail. What is showing here? This thing is this thing is flying. Actually, it's showing 26 miles per hour, but I know it's moving faster than that. The hail core right now is going to be going over Gabriel Mills, Dell. It's going to be heading over to Fristow along 65 Highway. They were in Lone Star. Well, we just had report of golf ball size hail in Iconium, which is down by, of course, the Scout Reservation. So one of the troops here locally here in Henry County was down at Lone Star Camp. So, and it did kind of look like it kind of brushed them, and then went up to the northeast into Iconium. So, if you guys remember, I'm going to put this in play here real quick. Yeah, so we see how This right here was Lone Star right here. You notice it kind of stayed out of that big hail core. And then it pretty much dumped on these three camps here. They got some nickel-sized hail down by Lone Star, and then it's centered right on top of Iconium, where they had reports of up to golf ball size hail. It was from the public, but there's a report of golf ball size hail in Iconium. So, and then it's moved off. Regardless, this cell should have been warned about 20 minutes prior to the actual warning that they put out, and especially when you have to consider where these storms are located at. These warnings are put out to help warn the public, and when you have something that's been around for over 100 years at H.O. Bartle with several hundred kids and staff down there, it should have been warned. About 20 minutes prior. And I know it's in the middle of the night. We didn't have any campers out and about, but they definitely needed to be warned of this cell ahead of time. But that's why we have Subby's Weather Talk. Precisely the reason why we do this. So let's take a look at the last few. This line of storms here that's actually coming across the state line is weakening some. Let's take a look. You notice it's not weakening a lot, but from back. Let's see here. Let's just back this up just a little bit. So from where it was at right here, stretching across Emporia down south of Ottawa to the state line, and then we put it in motion, you can tell that line is weakening some as it comes across the state line. So it could be maybe starting to weaken a little bit, but nonetheless we've got a pretty broad severe thunderstorm watch, including some of west central Missouri. But this just goes to show you Benton County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. They are not in a severe thunderstorm watch. But that just goes to show you that whenever you have a severe thunderstorm watch or tornado watch, they will always tell you that this is the watch box and the surrounding areas. You know, they take a geographical location, they plot a box, a polygon, not a polygon, but they plot a watch box. And even though you might not be under a watch, if you live close to a watch box, you definitely need to stay weather aware. And it proves true down here in Benton County, where they were not under a severe thunderstorm watch, but now they have a severe thunderstorm warning with some large hail possible. So we will continue to monitor these cells, and again, if you're you're in St. Clair County, you got a little while. You know, if you wanna if you want to take a snooze and check back with me here after a while, you are more than welcome to. I'm going to be on at least until the severe thunderstorm watch box is over. These become just maybe more generalized thunderstorms. But I'm going to be staying on until the severe threat is over for our entire area. The storm by Stockton. You're in Wablo. It's likely probably just gonna stay just to the south of Wablo, KK. And put things in perspective. Here is Wablo. And this cell here is moving to the east northeast, so it's likely going to stay just to the south of you. But we'll be watching to see if this expands any as it continues to move off in that direction. Because the last couple scans, you notice how it's starting to connect with a few more thunderstorms up here. If that becomes a solid line and continues to move off to the northeast, you could be affected by this here in the next half hour or so. So we really kind of have to kind of pay attention to what we got going on here over the next 30 minutes, because you know we're going to have all these cells out here in front, and we're also going to have to be dealing with this cluster, another MCS, and that's the mesoscale convective system, just fancy wording for a big complex of thunderstorms. And we're going to watch and see what it does. It could very easily develop into a more of a windbag, where you have some very strong winds out ahead of it. So we need to be watching all this very carefully here over the next. All right, so we got another warning coming out. So looks like that is going to be for an extension of the severe thunderstorm warning for Benton County. So again, this cell, the strongest part of this cell, is remaining south of Warsaw, but they have included the rest of eastern Benton County in this severe thunderstorm warning for 1-inch hail and sub-severe winds up to 50 miles per hour. So mainly just a hail threat here with this cell moving into Klamath Springs, mainly rural area of Benton County, which is always a good thing. But if you know anybody down in this area, you might send them a text and let them know. It's eventually going to be moving over here into Morgan County near Stover, Versailles, Gravois Mills. We had somebody ask about Versailles here a little while ago. But anyway, that will eventually be moving off into Morgan County. All right, bear with me. Approaching Cell City. Right. Talking with them down at Scout Camp, as we do have a lot of cells that what happens in this type of scenario, guys, is it's I don't want to say it's unique, like it never happened, but it's not your typical setup where you have cells that are moving to the east northeast, and then you have a MCS, a mesoscale convective system, a big cluster of storms that is moving east, that will eventually be a south mover, moving toward the warmer, moist air, in which you will start to get your strong winds out ahead of it on the southern side of that storm, and you're getting lots of training of cells. You're getting a lot of cell replacements, in which they kind of grow right over the same areas. So there's a lot that can happen with these cells. So it's not your typical line of storms that blow through and it's over with. So it's a little bit complicated. So just because, say, St. Clair County right now, you guys are pretty much out of the woods of that severe thunderstorm warning, but you also have to take a look at what's out here to the west. You're going to get hit with several lines of storms over the next few hours. So we have to keep a close eye on the strength, the combining of cells. Sometimes they will cycle and become even stronger. So there's still a lot of juice in the atmosphere. So that's why we have to keep a pretty close eye on this. I'm going to keep constant communication with Atro Bartle and some scout leaders down there to keep them in the know. So anybody still camping down around Stockton Lake, if you know anybody down there, they definitely need to be send a text and let them know. Number one, they're under a severe thunderstorm warning. Number two, a very strong cell with some definitely some strong winds and hail is going to be moving over Stockton Lake here within the next 5 minutes or so. So definitely something that we want to make sure we get out. And of course, Benton County, mainly rural area in Benton County, down to Hermitage. And then eventually it's going to go over into Morgan County, affect areas, Gravois Mills, Versailles, Laurie, and down toward Camden and Lake of the Ozarks. Vernon County, Bates County, you guys are starting to see some of these cells move in across the state line. They did reissue the watch for Henry, Jordan. It was supposed to end at 1. Now it's 3. And depending on, depending on what these cells do, I don't know if they will extend it out. But, we still have to pay attention because you notice Benton County is not under that watch. And they're under a severe thunderstorm warning right now. So, and again, it's kind of doing my own thing. We talked about this earlier tonight. I do kind of my own thing here on a dry erase board, kind of plot my own weather map, so to speak. And I had mentioned on the last stream, the biggest area of concern that I was seeing was going to be this area here. And it's going to be south of Bates, south of Henry. But Vernon, St. Clair, Benton. This here was going to be kind of the bullseye, I thought, of the severe weather, so to speak. And the reasoning behind that is kind of what is going on right here. We have a strong line of storms that is pushing east. Henry County, Bates County, Cass County, we're gonna get some thunderstorms, but it's this leading edge right here is where you're gonna get your most impressive line of winds, large hail. So, and it's kind of holding true as right now. So they may cancel that watch for Bates and Henry, and so really Springfield National Weather Service will have control of Vernon, St. Clair, Hickory, and counties to the south of that line. But we'll just have to see what the trends are here over the next hour or so. Oh, I couldn't tell you, Jordan. And again, we'll know more here in the next 30 minutes because the way this line is moving, you see it was all the way up here in Ottawa, and now these cells are starting to weaken, and this is starting to shift a little bit to the south now, instead of more of a east-northeast movement. So, I don't think they're going to reissue it past 3 o'clock for Henry and Bates. They may, just to kind of cover their butts, because they kind of dropped the ball down here, I believe, in St. Clair County. But we'll just have to wait and see what they do. Well, you got another line of storms that's barreling down on St. Clair County, and that's this one right here. It's going from Rich Hill down to El Dorado Springs. This line right here, it is let's put a timestamp on it. Well, can't do that yet. 26, 38, we'll use 30 miles per hour on that. Okay, looked like Osceola at 319, Brian. Collins at 327. Iconium at 338. So I'm going to send this over to Wheatland at 350. Hi, Melissa. Uh, by Boiling Springs on the Gasconade in Pulaski County. Yeah, there's a lot of reports of quarter size or larger hail near Iconium. I'm still reeling off of that. I'll be reeling on that one for a while. 226. You're still under a severe thunderstorm warning in Pulaski County, Melissa. Severe thunderstorm located near Dixon, 12 miles west of Rolla, moving east at 20. $half size hail. Rolla, Dixon, Doolittle, Newburgh, Jerome, and Norway for Pulaski County. I'm not real familiar with down by where Boiling Springs is, Melissa. I know where the Gasconade is. But here is the radar depiction. Looks like the biggest hail core right now is in between Rolla and Doolittle. And another hail core down here south of Fort Leonard Wood, west of Sherrill, near Slabtown and Dent. Oh, you're in Dixon. Let me see here. Find out exactly where that is. St. Robert. Yeah, you're kind of in between the two. You're in between the two storms. Yeah, you're probably getting a heck of a lightning storm out there. Yeah, looks like the biggest hail cores are they're moving away from you now. So they're Dixon and they're Fort Leonard Wood. So you're right here in the middle here. Hi, Derek. Hopefully they die down. Would love to get some sleep sometime. You know, I kind of have that same feeling. So you notice here just over the last few minutes, this cell here that produced that large hail in St. Clair County near H. Robartle Scout Reservation. Of course, it has some rain-cooled air associated with it. Okay, and so with that rain-cooled air, I am now picking up a north wind right now, northeast wind coming in. That's the outflow of this cell that's in Benton County right now, and it's creating like its own little cold front. If you notice over the last few frames, there's some thunderstorm development here in southern Henry County due to that outflow of this big storm that is starting to weaken a little bit in Benton County. So be watching that very closely over the next few minutes for any strengthening of these storms here in southern Henry County. And this line right here that is, let me stop the forward motion right now. This line that stretches from Stockton Lake up through El Dorado and Rich Hill is moving off to the east, is coming into St. Clair County. Over the last few frames, let me dial this down just a little bit. Over the last few frames, this line has kind of congealed into kind of a solid line, and is intensifying as it's moving off to the east. So we'll be watching this as it comes across St. Clair County, Larry City, Osceola, and then of course again in Scout Camp. Hey Sally, you're awake in Warsaw. Well, you've missed all the fun, girl. You had a strong storm just to the south of you in Warsaw. So now you're just getting some, probably some loud thunder and some rainfall in Warsaw right now. You'll have an hour and a half or so before the next line of storms will be affecting Benton County. You guys pardon me for one moment. I'm going to grab a cup of coffee real quick. So over in Bates County, down around Hume, Rich Hill, New Home, very intense rainfall going on right there. Maybe the potential of some hail near Hume along the state line. Severe thunderstorm warning for Stockton Lake. That still has another 15 minutes left. Not seeing an impressive hail core. They will likely allow this to expire, but torrential rainfall. And again, we continue to see some thunderstorm development in southern Henry County. Mainly brought on from the outflow wind from this dying cell, weakening cell, I should say, in Benton County, creating like its own little cold front in which this outflow rain-cooled air is developing thunderstorms in southern Henry County. Right now, just garden variety thunderstorms, but we're going to watch these for any kind of strengthening here over the next few minutes. And again, line of thunderstorms will be moving into St. Clair County here over the next 45 minutes or so, bringing some heavy rainfall. And all this area here, including St. Clair County, is under a flash flood warning right now. So 1 to 3 inches in an hour rainfall. Good morning, Alan. Yeah, you're down there in Brownington. You guys are getting some of these thunderstorms that are they're actually, it's coming in from your east, and forming kind of right on top of you. Kind of a unique situation. These thunderstorms you're in, Alan, were actually formed from an outflow coming out the backside of that thunderstorm in Benton County. So there were no thunderstorms in Henry County until it began to interact with that colder, rain-cooled air being discharged from that thunderstorm, and it blew up some thunderstorms here in southern Henry County. Okay, we have another warning. That is going to be for a flash flood warning. So yeah, that's going to be a big concern for us tonight as well. That kind of gets overlooked a lot of times too, guys, and that's mainly because of the flash flooding that we have to contend with. We have all of the training cells that are moving over the same areas over and over again. Definitely something, especially in the rural areas, down at H. Bartle Scout Reservation, down here in Rich Hill, Bates County, southern Bates County, and down around Stockton Lake. A lot of these rural lake roads. Definitely be careful if you are out and about in dark, because if you see water running over a road and you're never sure how deep it is, you might think you can cross that, but a lot of times this swift running water going across the road can actually wash the road out. We've seen that happen up here in Henry County near Montrose. That it washed away pieces of the road, and water going across it, you can't see it. If somebody was to drive through it, the whole front of the car would go down below the road. So flash flooding is very real, something we need to keep a very watchful eye on. And we don't talk a whole lot about flash flooding. We see a lot of flooding here in Henry County because of the Grand River and Big Creek, but it is definitely something we have to keep aware of. Flash flooding kills more people per year than what lightning or other severe hazards do. So it is definitely something we need to keep weather aware on. And of course, it's going to wreak havoc with sump pumps as well, including my own. Lots of trees down across the roads and east of Osceola also. Yeah, you're gonna open up yet another can of worms, Gary. I was so frustrated about an hour ago when we was watching this cell come across St. Clair County. It had not crossed 13 highway yet, and showing signs of intensification. Strong winds, large hail, continued to grow. Okay, so I don't see my software go. Oh, okay, now it goes. Okay. So we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is going to be clipping part of St. Clair County. That's going to be down here near Collins and Wablo. So let's see here. Let me jump back up here real quick. So KK. We were talking about that line kind of congealing into a solid line, possibly making a run, intensifying, moving up in your direction. That's kind of exactly what it's doing. So have a line of strong storms reaching from Stockton Lake all the way over to just south of Nevada. And now they're moving off to the east northeast. So you're right on that line. I would consider you part of that. So you can expect the strong storms to be moving in here the next 20 minutes or so. You got a tree on your truck in the driveway, Gary? Holy cow. You know, we were talking about the flooding. I'm just going to throw this out here real quick. I've seen it 1 year this way. My dad can also attest to that, as he was down there that year as well. We were talking about the flooding potential, flash flooding. One of the scout leaders just sent me a text and said just a copious, unreal amount of water had been dumped down at H. O. Bartle Scout Reservation, and he had 4 to 5 inches of running water underneath his tent. Water just below the top of the tent frame. So that was with that cell that moved through St. Clair County 45 minutes ago. Now we have more thunderstorms moving into St. Clair County and into that area. So, this is the reason why we take it for granted that, flash flooding, a lot of rain, is not that big of a deal, but definitely can affect a lot of people. Hi, Tom. I don't know. I'd say they might be sleeping. Okay, so the National Weather Service out of Pleasant Hill, they are going to go ahead and allow the severe thunderstorm watch for Henry and Bates County and Lynn County to expire at 3 a.m. So here in another 2 minutes, the severe thunderstorm watch will be allowed to expire for those 2 counties. So I kind of felt that was very likely going to happen. And of course, I'm in Henry County, but I'm still going to be staying on watching these storms down here in Vernon County into Osceola. I'm not going anywhere, but Henry County, Bates County, here in about another 2 minutes, and Lynn County on the Kansas side, you guys, we are going to be not in that severe thunderstorm watch any longer. They're going to go ahead and allow that to expire. Now, that's not saying we're not going to get a strong storm here in Clinton this morning. We may, but the severe threat has gone down considerably on the northern tier of the counties. So, and we can kind of see that here on the radar trends here just over the last 30 minutes or so. So, St. Clair County definitely still in the thick of it. Vernon County, of course down in Polk County, Hickory County, Benton County even. We still need to be keeping a close eye in for those areas. Oh, goodness. And thank you. I know I've been rambling on here for the last hour or so, but thank you guys. It does not go unnoticed. Thanks for supporting the room. A few of you have donated a few stars on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So thank you guys for help support the channel. I do appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed. I try to text everybody afterwards, after the stream, and tell them how much I appreciate it. So thank you guys. It does not go unnoticed. So they have also, the Springfield National Weather Service has also canceled the severe thunderstorm watch. They went ahead and allow it to expire as well at 3 o'clock. So right now, nobody in West Central Missouri, all the way down through Springfield, are under a watch any longer. However, they did mention that there could be some spotty severe storms will be possible throughout the morning. So, and of course, that's pretty evident as we have a severe thunderstorm warning out for Springfield, including the town of Springfield. And we also have one down here near El Dorado Springs, Stockton, Humansville, Wablo area. So we still have some severe storms in the area. We are not under a watch anymore anywhere here in West Central Missouri. So just to let you guys know, we are still going to be keeping an eye on these cells as they continue to go on. If we start to see a downward tick of severe weather here in West Central Missouri, I'll feel comfortable to go ahead and end the stream and just update our social media pages. But we're going to continue to stream here until we start to see some weakening of these thunderstorms, and especially for Vernon, St. Clair counties here, part of West Central Missouri. Jordan, when alerts expire, is it scheduled to remove at that time of expiration, or does the National Weather Service manually remove it? Well, it was due to expire at 3 a.m. At 3 a.m., it automatically is removed at that time. Now, a lot of times they will issue, say, a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch over a big area that lasts for 6 or 7 hours. Okay, well, once that line of storms moves through that area, and the severe threat is no longer there, they will manually go in and cancel counties as that line of storms moves through and the severe threat is over. The reason why they put out a big watch box over a long period of time is so that they can get the warning out to everybody that conditions are favorable for a tornado or severe thunderstorm, and then as those counties are cleared of any more severe thunderstorms for the rest of the night, they will manually delete those counties. But this severe thunderstorm watch box for west central Missouri all the way down into Springfield and southwest Missouri, that was all set to expire at 3 o'clock. It got moved from 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. and now they seem to feel that these storms are kind of winding down. They did not extend that watch any further. They went ahead and allowed it to expire, and therefore the watch boxes will disappear at 3 a.m. Hi, Jamie. Between Warsaw and Lincoln, will it be the same as last night, or can you tell yet? Yeah, I might need to add some Red Bull to my coffee, Alan. I'm her Lord forbid to have anything stronger in here. I might just pass out right here in the chair. So, Jamie, back to your question. In between Warsaw and Lincoln will be the same as last night. I'm not sure maybe exactly how you're asking what you're asking, but right now for Benton County, really the severe threat is pretty much over for you guys where you're at, Jamie. And the main reason is because, number one, these storms, and we're seeing radar trends on this, they're not as severe, not as intense as what they were even an hour ago. So there's no severe thunderstorm watch. It has been allowed to expire. And right now we do have a couple of strong storms out there. But, for the most part, it's really starting to wind down as far as the severity level. Now, we'll likely still have rain and thunderstorms for the next few hours. But as far as severe thunderstorms, we're really winding down, and I'm not seeing anything for Benton County probably for the rest of the night. So you ought to be able to go to bed and rest easy. So what we have left here in west central Missouri, we do have several counties under a flash flood warning right now. Regardless of no hail, no wind, we're getting expected rainfall rates of 1 to 3 inches in an hour. This is over and on top of what's already happened throughout the night. So that's going to go on for the next few hours for Vernon, St. Clair, Benton counties. So that's definitely something, especially if you live in flood-prone areas. You definitely want to pay attention to that. We have one strong storm that is going to be affecting parts of St. Clair County, Collins, Wablo, and then of course down to Humansville, Stockton Lake again, Stockton, It'll stay probably just to the south of El Dorado Springs. You're getting a pretty good thunderstorm right now anyway in El Dorado. Nothing severe. But, really the wind threat is not all that there with these storms right now. It's mainly for 1-inch hail. This will go on for the next 36 minutes for parts of St. Clair County. And again, that's for 1.25 inch half-dollar size hail. So along 13 highway from Humansville, Collins, Osceola, Larry City, you guys are starting to get back into the heavy rainfall again. It's moving off to the east. It's going to be affecting H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation here the next 15-20 minutes. More rainfall is not something that they are needing right now, from what I have heard and seen, but. They got a few things kind of dried out. I think most of them down at H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation is going to try to get a couple hours of sleep before Monday rolls around. So, or Sunday rolls around. I'm sorry. I'm losing track of my days now. Yeah, Doug, a lot of heavy rains around St. Clair County, that's for sure. Driving the main highways, like driving 13, 7, a lot of these main highways, you don't think much about the flooding concern, but St. Clair County has so many lake roads that easily get flooded, and especially down around the lake and Scout Camp down around Iconium. I've seen firsthand so many roads be flooded after a torrential rainfall. One of the leaders that I talked to, that's going to try to get a little bit of rest, was talking about having 4 or 5 inches of rain of running water underneath the tent and getting up into the platform. And I was actually down at camp one year when we had rain such as that, and it's it's pretty scary as a kid down there. You try to man up and think it's all fun, but it got to be a little concerning when you see these rivers coming down into the campsite, congealing right there in all your tents, and as a leader, that's a little scary when you're responsible for several kiddos down there. So. Yeah, Chuck, down around El Dorado, you're definitely getting a strong cell down there. Stockton and Stockton Lake, boy, if they're camping down there this weekend, they've had a weekend full of rough weather down there. Still a line of pretty good storms from Nevada up through Rich Hill, right along Interstate 49. Still some thunderstorms ongoing over here on the Kansas side. Down there, hadn't quite made it down to Fort Scott, but it's on its way. I mean, we got some strong cells, lots of wind reports and wind damage out here near Wichita tonight. Let's see if I can put this into play here. So again, all these cells are moving off to the line is moving kind of to the south, but the individual storms, the cells are moving to the east. So we can all expect more rain and thunderstorms for the next few hours, but the severe threat is definitely on the downward slope. Yeah, down in the Fort Scott area. Yeah, you got a good one coming in at Fort Scott. Of course, it's not warned or anything right now, but it does have a pretty good hail core. About right here, that's the hail core. Moving, looks like kind of taking an aim at Fort Scott. Torrential rains. I mean, these are your 1, 2, 3 inch an hour rainfall rates. Just blinding rains if you're out on the highway. Oh my gosh. Communication, guys. I cannot I'm so frustrated right now. So at H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation right now, they decided that they're going to send everybody to the storm shelters now. About an hour after the severe storm has passed. So here they were all getting ready to get a couple hours of sleep. Now they're sending them all to the shelters. I don't know what in the world is going on down there. The leaders are, well, they don't want to be talking to me tonight. I know if I was the leader down there tonight. They just laid down to get a couple hours sleep, and now they're all being sent to the shelters for absolutely no reason whatsoever. Jasmine, no power in Osceola. Let's see what we got going on there. And again, if you guys are new to the group, remember we do have Subby'sWeatherTalk.com. A whole host of information out there. If you guys have never utilized this, definitely utilize it. I made this website up for you guys. It has all the information you could ever want. We got the YouTube live feed and Facebook live feed, direct link to it. We have all of up to the minute warnings and watches from the National Weather Service. We have right here, it's updated every few seconds. We've got radar. wind and temperatures, and everything is interactive, guys. Everything is interactive. You can scroll in, scroll out, know what direction the winds are coming from. Rainfall accumulations, next 12 hours, 24, 3 days, 5 days. And then, of course, you can also go to, it's actually under winter weather info. And I might need to maybe kind of rename that. But we could go to Evergy and Osage Valley power outage maps directly from our website. So, Bates County, 40 people out. As far as, that's Osage Valley. Evergy, they have over 8,000 people without power. But very, very few around west central Missouri. Nine outages in this area. Chuck, this is www.subbysweathertalk.com. I do have a weather blog outside of Facebook. And I'm not 100% sure why some of this is showing up in Spanish. I don't know. But we also have the radar from the National Weather Service. Very simple to use. So a ton of information on our website here, guys. Tons of information. Huh, you're on, okay. It sure didn't show up under the outages there, Stacy, on Evergy. Maybe they just hadn't updated the outage map yet. Nathan, you just got on. Appleton City. Man, you're late to the party. We've been having a party in here the last couple hours. You're fine in Appleton City. You're going to get, we're not under any kind of watch in west central Missouri. Only one warning for parts of St. Clair County, but for the most part, just rain and thunderstorms, non-severe for Appleton City. So you're good to go. In Amsterdam, yes, I bet it is. That's right down here, isn't it? Yeah, you're on the northern side there, Krista. Yeah, just some lightning, heavy rain in Amsterdam. Adro Bartle's getting, they're getting some moderate to heavy rainfall there. Yet they sent them all into the shelters now. An hour after the severe thunderstorm warning. Gosh, so frustrating. So again, if anybody's going to be doing any traveling here in the next couple hours in the morning, there's a lot of highways that are underwater right now. Looking at some of the storm reports, some of the National Weather Service chats. So, you know, just make sure there's several roads that are flooded out right now. So make sure you guys pay attention to changing conditions. Yeah, Hunter. Now I didn't hear a thunder, but you know I got my lightning detector back here. AKA my dog. You hear him barking in the background, so he definitely heard the thunder. It's kind of nice having a lightning detector. Yeah, torrential rains on that, Derek. There in Nevada. No hail really. Maybe some small hail near Walker. But just torrential rainfalls. Let's take a look at something here real quick. Take a look at rainfall rates. We'll take a look at down here in Springfield. 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in Springfield. I guarantee you we'll see some pictures of, it seemed like a lot of Springfield metro roads, Sunshine, Campbell, a lot of those roads get flooded when they get heavy rains. So I bet you we'll see some pictures on the newscast down in Springfield in the morning of some street flooding down there in Springfield. 3 to 5 inches of rain in Springfield. Looks like right around 3 inches for down here near El Dorado Springs, St. Clair County, southern St. Clair County, a couple inches of rainfall. Looks like about an inch or so down around Scout Camp. That might not be totally accurate right now. I've got a couple other reports of over 2 inches near Iconium. Bates County, 1.5 to 2.5 inches of rainfall. About 1.5 inches down around Nevada. So you kind of see where that line was, guys. That what we talked about before these storms come through tonight. We were kind of looking. I was kind of anticipating, of course, the strongest, the heaviest rainfall. The strong, if there was going to be any severe storms, it'll likely be right here in this area, and that's pretty much lining up with where we're seeing the most severe weather tonight, as well as the greatest rainfalls. Kind of surprised me down here in Springfield got this much rainfall though, but nonetheless a lot of rain. And of course, once it hits the tributaries and the creeks and the streams and roll off into the rivers, we're gonna see some higher river levels here over the next couple 3 days. Hit 2 inches since midnight. Chuck, you're in El Dorado. Close to, I believe. These things aren't moving very fast either. You know, it's just going to keep going over the same areas and same areas. Must be another thunder. Lightning detector's going off. So of course the severe thunderstorm warning that was down here for El Dorado Springs, Wablo area, it has been allowed to expire. So we do not have any severe thunderstorm warnings here in West Central Missouri, but obviously H.O. Bartle Scout Reservation needs to be told that. I think they've got all of the campers and leaders in their shelters right now. About an hour and a half after the severe thunderstorm had passed. So they had a hailstorm move through H.O. Bartle. Torrential rains. They've got 4 or 5 inches of rain, running water underneath their tents. They got things dried out. Finally going to try to get some sleep. Storms moved on. They all laid down, and then they mandated them to go to the storm shelters an hour and a half after the severe thunderstorm warning. About an hour, I guess. An hour after the severe thunderstorm warning. Communication. That is such a key in both emergency management, in weather, doing what we do here at Subby's Weather Talk. You gotta have communication from a town level, county level, state level, federal level. You gotta have that communication. Obviously something that they definitely lacked tonight in St. Clair County. Christina! Well, imagine seeing you here. We're pretty much done with the severe weather here in West Central Missouri. There are some strong storms still out there. Lots of lightning, a lot of thunder, torrential rains. We're going to be in this rain/thunder shower activity for the next few hours. Hoping everything kind of moves through by 10, 11, noon tomorrow or today. And then we'll be left with a beautiful afternoon and evening. A lot lower humidity. Temperature back down in the low 70s. So we'll have a beautiful evening today. Yeah, you actually have some heavy rain coming down your way. Maybe even some small hail heading your direction too. Probably maybe some pea-sized hail near Walker. A lot of rain has fallen in this area tonight, guys. So again, I want to kind of reiterate, especially if you live in rural areas, please be mindful when you're out and about, as there's several reports of state highways, gravel roads being washed, being flooded, being covered at the time. So especially if you live in rural areas, getting up, go to church, please be mindful that any low water crossings in the area, in Vernon County, St. Clair County, Benton County, stands potential to have water coming over the road. Yeah, Brianna, it was quite a sell out there. Um, by Boy Scout camp here about I don't know, I guess that was about an hour ago, hour and a half ago. Well, we was watching the cell at Boy Scout camp. I mean, we had it tuned in to where all of the campsites were at. We had a local troop in Lone Star, and looked like they just got the edge of the hail core. They had nickel-sized hail coming into the tents, and it went over Fort McKenzie, Fort Leavenworth, and Fort Fremont and Iconium, and it had some very, very impressive radar indicated hail up to 4 inch was being portrayed here on radar. So I don't know. I say once daylight comes about, there's probably going to be reports of damage here in near Boy Scout camp here at H. Row Bartle. And probably between Osceola and H. Row Bartle, because it was really starting to ramp up here just east of Osceola. I was in communication with some leaders at Boy Scout camp and kind of warning them. And this did not go severe warned until the cell was directly over H. Row Bartle, and it was frustrating, very frustrating. And they did all the cleanup, started to dry out. Everybody was up in camp. They had a little structure they put up. It was all blown down. They finally got everything together and was getting ready to try to get a couple hours sleep here about 15 minutes ago. And they mandated all of them to go into their shelters again for apparently no reason. Communication was just horrendous down there. I don't know if they were communicating with the National Weather Service. I don't know where they were getting their information at, but it was very frustrating to sit back and watch all this happen. Alright guys, just kind of getting an update from reading the update from National Weather Service from both Pleasant Hill and Springfield. So, still some strong storms out there, guys. A lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. Maybe some small hail, but for the most part, guys, our severe threat for the night is pretty much over. I know here in Henry County, we are at 67 degrees here, and humidity has greatly reduced. Dew point is low. We have not received much rainfall here in Henry County, as I'm only picked up about 1/10 of an inch here, and that's a far cry of 2, 3, 4 inches down just to the south by 40 miles. So we were pretty much at that northern edge here in Henry County and Bates County. So, but I think I'm going to go ahead and end this stream at 3:42 a.m. So hopefully everybody found this informational, and I'm still a little bit perturbed at the communication between National Weather Service and certain entities. You know, not they're never going to be always perfect. But, and again, it kind of reiterates the fact of why we do what we do here, why I think it's such a big service for our areas is, you know, through networking, people we know, as well as being able to offer something such as what we do here, to be able to get some warnings out that that maybe National Weather Service either overlooked or just you know, don't have enough manpower to get out all the warnings all the time. But that's one of the reasons why we do what we do here. So we do have another strong storm on the Kansas side, but I do know we do have some people down around the Pittsburgh, Kansas area. So we do have some strong winds and quarter-size hail that will be moving into, let's see here, this is going to be for southern Bourbon and Crawford County in Kansas. So, and that's for 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter-size hail, torrential rains. And then that, if that moves over here to the Missouri side down around Lamar. So if you live in that area, make sure you know you're not quite out of the woods yet. Still some strong storms out there, but for the most part, the severe threat is over for west central Missouri. I am going to go ahead and call it a morning. Can't call it a night. We'll call it a morning. And again, guys, we're going to have beautiful weather once this rain gets out of here. We're not going to go very much past 71, 72, maybe 73 degrees today. Mostly cloudy, rain ending around noon, and low humidity. So it's going to be a beautiful afternoon and evening across west central Missouri once we get these rain showers out of the way. So you bet, farmer. All right, Alan, you guys make sure you have a good evening, get some sleep. And again, if anybody has any questions, we'll likely tomorrow evening, and I'll put it out there on social media platforms, we'll go over the week's forecast, as well as we'll take a look at the global predictor. So if anybody has any outdoor plans or activities over the next few months, jot down the dates and where it's located, and we can take a look at the forecast tomorrow evening. And I'll post what time we'll do that. It'll likely be sometime around the 8 o'clock time frame tomorrow. I'm sorry, this will be tonight, Sunday night, around 8 p.m. But I will post that on our Facebook page. I think I will, Sally. I think it's about time for me to hit the hay. All right, guys. Have a great night. Stay weather aware. Remember, we're still going to see claps of thunder or hear claps of thunder. There'll be a lot of lightning, maybe some brief downpours. But, and again, the severe weather threat has ended here in west central Missouri. So stay weather aware, and we'll be talking to you here in just a few hours. Take care, everybody.